Alright, so as you can see, the Mega Mud Truck looks a little different than it did last time. We've gone a little bit, taken a few steps back. What's going on here is I'm attempting to relocate the battery from the back to the front. This truck has a ton of torque twist. Even with this little stock motor in it, it just crazy torque twist, and that's why it comes with a sway bar on the back. I removed the sway bar to relocate the shocks all the way out to the axle. So with that, I don't know if it made the torque twist worse or not because I never drove it with the sway bar on it. But anyway, the sway bar probably helps a lot. But so what I'm attempting is to move the battery, like I said, up front, and then relocate the electronics in here. I ordered a universal battery tray. It hasn't come yet, but where I'm at is I just basically got a piece of Lexan. I made this little template. I just cut a piece of paper in there. I got it kind of close, but that's the start of it. So that's going to be the main panel. I'm probably going to make two side panels in here too. One to hold. I might put the ESC on one, but partly also to block some mud going in there. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I'm not saying it's going to work, but the good thing is there's a couple odd holes over here, so I'm hoping I can use those for screws. But that's what I'm doing there. I have a few parts this week, but if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen that I also have the body for it. I'm still in the process of cutting it. This is a J Concepts body. It is a 98 Silverado, Chevy Silverado extended cab. So I'm definitely still in the process of cutting it down. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to cut the back, but I got the front pretty much cut. This comes with a big bumper on it, so does the back, but I cut those both off. And yeah, I got a little bit cut out in the back for the cage to come through. I think it's going to look pretty cool. I haven't decided how much of this I'm going to cut out, if I'm going to cut it completely out or leave some of it for support. Doing body mounts from the sides here. I'm going to attempt to do body mounts from the side for the back. So, because these body mounts don't reach the way I have the body set up. So, I got that, but I'm still working on that. And I'll show you the parts I got. Let's see. So, when I was working on the wheels and tires last time, I realized that this truck didn't come with its differentials locked, which for a mud truck you want them locked. So basically when you spin one wheel one way, the other wheel goes the opposite way. So and you don't want that. You want both wheels to spin together. So in a mud truck, if one wheel gets stuck, the other wheel spinning that won't spin. You want them both to spin at the same time. So I picked up these Axial heavy duty lockers. For both axles, I'm going to lock both axles of RC car, so lock them both. And then I found these. These are from STRC. These are aluminum lower shock mounts for the Wraith. I believe these are the same axles the Wraith has. So these take place of this part right here. So these get rid of this plastic part right here, but also gives me multiple mounting holes, so I can move the shock down to here instead of on top of the axle, which will lower the truck a little bit more and hopefully help it handle a little bit better, be a little bit more stable. So I got those from both axles. The stock ones are plastic, so the screws with them just kind of screw into the plastic. These are aluminum and they're not threaded, so I had to get some. These are M3x18 bolts, screws, and some lock nuts to hold that stuff on there. So that's what I'm doing this week. The Lexan work, I just kind of did it off the camera because it's just really painstaking. Keep cutting and fitting, but hopefully I get the battery tray in so I can get that all fitted and then finish up this body. But we're getting close. Like I said, we did take a couple steps back this week, but so I'm gonna grab my tools and get this started. Probably only do one axle on camera because there's no reason to do both of them because they're both pretty much the same. So, alright, so I'm just going to do the rear axle. Basically, I just took off the shock mounts and set them aside because I'm replacing them, so that's where I'm starting. I've never taken one of these axles apart, so I really don't know how to, but I'm going to guess I need to, the diff is in the center, so I guess I'm going to need to pull the axles out in order to get the diff out to lock it. But again, I don't know because this is all new to me. But we'll see. Turn the camera back a little bit, but hopefully this isn't that hard. Like I said, I've never dealt with one of these axles before, so we'll see. After we get this off, then we will pull off the center cover and hopefully be able to get a better idea of how this comes apart. Alright. Oh, I probably need that. I think we'll be fine. Just kind of popped off the ends. Oh, that axle came completely out. Alright, we'll go with that. See if this won't come out too. Alright, yep, we'll set those to the side. They're tiny screws, but they are threaded in there pretty long. Wow. Wasn't expecting that. They're pretty long screws for being that small. At least that's just a guess. Alright. Nope, they don't do, they just hold that cover on. Wow. They are quite long. And there is not that much grease in there. Alright, so expected more grease. I have some grease, so I should be able to grease it. Alright. Guess I need to take these off. These hold the bearing in. Alright. I really did expect more grease in there. But I'll re-grease it when I'm done. Alright, so now the screws are out. Put those to the side, put those to the side. 3, okay, there's one still on the cover. Alright. Alright, let me grab some paper towel here, set this on. And I got some gloves because I don't want grease all over. Like I said, I've never done this before, so okay, there we go. Popped out. These two are over there. Okay, so let me pop these bearings off. Maybe, maybe not. This ain't working out so well. Alright, so next I'm gonna pop these. Try not to get grease on my tools, because then it'll still be all over the place. And we're out. No, we're not. Okay. Oh, there's a ton of grease in there, though. You can't see it, though. There's a ton of grease in there. Alright, so I believe this locker goes in here. So now, let's figure out how I'm going to push this center, these spider gears. Oh, there we go. Just use the axle to pop them out. Which axle goes in here? Alright. Oh, so there's spare grease in there. I can just use that grease from there to grease up the rest of it. Because I don't believe I need to grease the locker, because the locker stays still. Alright. Yep, there's a ton of grease in there, for sure. Alright, let me get these lockers. Like, I just went with these Axial ones, because I don't think that, I mean, I think there's a couple other brands out there, but I think these were cheap, these are cheap, so I think these will handle this truck, though. Alright, so now let's figure this out. Obviously those are axle sides. Does this go in here? Did I buy things that don't fit? It kind of looks like I did. Is there a gasket? Okay, hold on. Let's do this. Oh, no, there's like a gasket in there. Does that gear spin is the question. I think I want that in there. Do I want that in there or don't? I don't need it at all. I don't think I need that. Maybe I should have looked this up how to do this, but we'll figure it out, see what happens. Oh, there we go. So I don't think that gear needs to be in there. I don't think any of those gears need to be in there. So it's just a straight lock. So it's just going to lock that. So I need to pop this gear out too, I believe, because this gear doesn't need to be in here either. So we'll just use an axle shaft again. Pop that out. And then we'll get this lined up. Figure out if we're good. Alright. I mean, I guess there's only one way to do it, right? Alright. I believe this piece is plastic here. It's probably like, yeah, it's plastic, so I don't think I need any thread lock or anything on it. Kind of give it a little check. Now, I forgot which way this thing goes in. Man, it's probably not good, but it could probably only go in one way, right? I believe so. Drop this back in. Yeah, there's only one way in, I think. Trying to move it around, make sure it's greased. Make sure it's not too much grease in there. And let me pop these gloves off so I can tighten this up without well, let me just save the hassle and tighten it up, and then I'll be back. Alright, so got it all back together. Now these, they should be direct replacements for these, so we're going to find out. I don't know why I don't have anything to cut anything here tonight. So these will just go into, oh, they fit right on there. Nice. So, yep, they fit right here. And then factory screws, hold them on. Like I said, these, the part of this part that mounts actually uses the factory screws, but in order to mount the shocks and the links to here is why I needed to get the other screws and lock nuts. Actually, am I going to be able to get the, I should be able to. If not, I'll just have to take it apart. I was thinking about getting the lock nut on this side, but I think there might be enough room. So hopefully they're a little stronger, but they look real good on there. Like I said, I'm hoping that it lowers it down a little bit and makes it a little bit more stable. Alright, so I got the front done now. Let's see if I can get all that mounted up. I feel like it's a lot lower than it was, so let's see. Throw some wheels on here. I probably should have took a side-by-side comparison, but I didn't. But I definitely feel like it's a lot lower now, which I'm happy about. The other thing I am happy about is the rear shocks. I'm not going to tighten that. Wheel nuts. The front shocks are straight. The rear shocks are pretty much straight. I mean, it is stiff now. So hopefully, with the battery moving up front and these lower shock mounts. It'll stop some of that torque twist. It'll handle a little bit better. I may slant the front shocks back a little bit. I was looking at some Mega Mud trucks online, and a lot of times you see the front shocks are slanted, so I'm going to probably do that. The good thing is I got a couple mounting positions on the bottom, so I can slant them forward on the bottom, maybe still leave them in the top position, or move them back one spot in the top position and move forward a spot or two in the bottom position. But we'll see. Like I said, pretty much it for this week. Until I get the rest of the parts and finish the interior parts and the little panels that I'm making, and get the body painted and figure out how I'm gonna mount the rear. But besides that, yeah, like I said, that's all I got this week. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching.